In your house in David, CSK.
In the fucking hell, you sound like my mum, huh? Go on.
CSK
Huh?
predominantly eats Punjabi food.
Yes.
Right. How many rotiyan on average will he eat?
Oh, it's a tough question. Man.
Average.
So you would think if it's just mum, dad, it'd be 4.
Hey?
It'd be about 4. So mum would have 1, dad would have 2, and there'd be a spare one in case someone wants a little bit more.
So he'd have 2. Not how many did everyone eat in your house?
Wait,
like
is
just
this,
CSK.
Is this for me? Oh, dad.
Yeah, CSK.
2.
2. How many do you eat rotiyan if you're gonna eat rotiyan?
2 or 3?
2 or 3. Yeah. Bal same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. My dad
Huh.
has clearly been watching Saw.
Saw.
Yeah.
Kill?
Mum would be like, so how many rotiyan would you like? Dad would be like, 2.5, please.
Why has he said for a half?
I mean, my sister like, you understand how roti are made, yeah? How do you make half a roti? But this is really like ongoing for years, right? But then I saw it happen again the other day. Sometimes you think maybe dad's gonna outgrow it, right? Just be like, I'll eat 2 roti or 3 roti,
Huh.
right? And then he'd put his pande away, and there's half roti left on the thing, so he'd only eaten half the roti. So I ended up eating it. I was like, I don't want to waste the roti, but I was just like, Dad, like, you understand, like when you put the tawa on, you don't like chop the atta in half and go half a roti. Like mum can't make, and then here's the thing. So mum's like, well, maybe I'll just make a smaller roti, which is like a half. No, you'll still put it in half.
No, it has to be. It's a psychological half, isn't it? You can make him a half the size of his head or half the size of the palm of his hand. He'll still have the other. Now, my dad is exactly the same.
See?
I swear he's exactly the same.
I don't know what it is. Maybe you get to a certain age, you're like, oh, I'm watching my figure, half roti half roti कित्थों आती है दस मैनू है?
Do you know what happens, right?
Go on.
Dad will say, "मैं अद्धा खाना."
No, the expression is अद्धा बना दे.
And then he take a full roti, break it in half, and then he just drop it on my plate. I'm like, wait, am I the surrogate? Am I the surrogate here? Am I supposed to eat this? Am I the spare?
This is called.
Right. So he's like, kala.
Yeah,
He's like, kala. I was like, okay.
You and Bal in it.
I'm sitting there forcing myself to eat it.
Bal is the air and you're the spare.
I'm forcing myself to eat it, man. So it's painful. Or the other thing is, I think Dad still does the 2.5. I'll ask Mum actually. But what Mum and Dad normally do is with the leftover roti, they throw it out in the back for the pigeons. So they'll break it up and throw it into the back, and the pigeons will eat it.
You think the pigeons are eating them?
I'm sure the pigeons eat it.
And then you don't see the pigeons anymore. They got gluten allergy, and that's it.
Do they?
They can't fly.
surely they eat it. They're fine.
No, they're fine.
I see. Okay, hang on. Why is it the ducks, when you're throwing the roti in the pond,
The bread, yeah.
the ducks will eat it like casually? If you just take old roti and just throw it in, it's fine.
I've never done that. I didn't know.
I've done that before.
Did you take paratha as well?
I'm not done with paratha. I feel like paratha is a luxury food.
Whoa.
Paratha has to be finished. Paratha has to be finished, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about paratha. Which paratha? Hierarchy, please go.
Oh man, I haven't had paratha in years though. This is the thing. I don't eat it
You
often.
really are the milkman.
I don't eat it often.
Paratha,
There you go, man. I don't eat it often.
Sanj, he would like paratha with his gobi next time, please. Thank you.
Or not. So
Was it gobi?
let's see.
It was gobi, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Gobi, yeah.
I don't like mulli.
Okay.
I
Mulli.
think it's the most bitter thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
What is mulli in English?
It's radish.
Radish. Yeah, horrible.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Less common in England, but a lot of people have it in India.
I think aloo paratha is the best.
Aloo wale paratha. I mean,
Aloo paratha because it's just carbs in it, man. It's that and like
how
dahi.
do you have it?
It's banging, huh?
Let's talk about condiments.
What do you mean? How do you have
How
it?
do you have it? So you got your aloo paratha, butter,
Aloo paratha, dahi,
butter.
and a little bit of chard. Oh, a slab of butter.
Rub
Rub it all on top.
You do the thing right. This is how much you do or don't like butter. So you got do parathe, ठीक है? Aloo parathe. So mom normally bring it up like do paate, khao. Do you put the butter in the middle and like, disperse that, or do you have one on each
I
level?
have to pull the edge off my paratha and rub it in.
But do you have butter per paratha?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're like Shindy.
Block of butter per
Yeah,
paratha, man.
Shindy's like,
This cannot be.
Shindy
This
will
can't
get
be
butter.
equally
She'll
distributed.
get butter on the knife. You're like, this is just for one paratha. And I'm like, yo, now I'm there.
Wait, she uses a knife
What do you mean?
to spread it.
No, just a.
I was gonna
And
say,
then,
man,
yeah,
I
yeah.
judge her if she does that.
She's your twin, man. No,
Back in the day, mum would just like put a fingerful and just go bam on the plate. That's it. There you go, done.
Yeah.
Like bam,
Bang, yeah.
bam,
Straight at the
bam.
top.
I'm like, yo, because
how
her
you do
fingers
it.
are piping hot at the top, aren't it? So she just runs through it and then it's just
butter.
bam, straight, easy.
Well, the trick with that is before you have paratha, if you're gonna have the butter, take it out of the fridge and leave it outside.
We leave it outside all the time anyway, in like a little
Oh,
lid thing.
for the
Yeah,
air,
or
so
heat.
the air doesn't get to it.
My parents don't have that. They have the next best thing. They have an old margarine tub that's finished, and they just smack it in there because it fits perfectly.
That's it.
It's the same thing.
That's it.
Bus.
Badhiya. Okay, so what about methele parathe?
What is Mathiala paratha
Green
exactly?
ale.
What's in it?
It doesn't matter. You know they are green ale.
I know what's in it. It's nice. It's nice. Obviously, the flavors are nice. The spices are nice. But
Wow. Okay.
thing is, it's lighter than aloo wada paratha, isn't it? So theoretically, it should be better. But I feel like because you set the mazza of aloo wada paratha so high,
Maza.
you've got to keep to that level. When you go to Gurdwara once, I think on the day of one of my mock exams, Dad said, "Chalo, Gurdwara jana." I was
Okay.
like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So you had to get about half an hour early to get there, go do Matadik, etc.
This is
This
on
is
the day
like
of the exam.
this is on the day of a mock exam. He never did it for exams. Mum would do Ardas in the morning, right? And she gave me everything.
I know you. I know your mum's a
Give me the whole thing, man.
Your mum's a das is Baba ji. ਇਹਨੇ ਜੀਓਗ੍ਰਾਫੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਹੈ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਠੀਕ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਤੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਗੋੜੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੋ
There you go. That's exactly
That
what
was
she
your
said.
das.
That's exactly what she said.
ਤੇ
No.
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਜੁੱਤੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ
There you go. Yes, that. So what happened was Mum would give me the prashad and that's it, I'd be in the car. Now, if we go to Gurdwara, Dad would say, go to Gurdwara, sit down, grab a prota, right, wrap it up.
Roll.
Roll. Take it with you in a tissue, eat it in the car.
Yes.
And I never thought it would work, but it kind of did. Even though it was lukewarm prota, it was never piping. It was lukewarm. It was okay. But they only made prota in the morning. They never made it throughout the day.
That's true. That's
Or if
classic
you're lucky and you get langar first, like 11 o'clock, they'll have like a couple spare
leftovers.
that have been left there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a really underrated thing as well about how to eat parathe. So sometimes back in uni days, if the methi parathe left over, mum would just put it in foil. No dain. So there's a technique to eat them with no dain as well. Same aloo paratha. You just do the roll method, bit of butter or whatever, and you just eat them like that. And I actually enjoy that. Now Dad has another method where if I'll introduce the concept where it's actually useful. So if you're a guy and the next day, let's say you have one of your functions, around your time you're getting married, so you're having your okka, chunni or karmai, any of these things. And say you're eating Indian food the day before. One thing you fear is what? Staining. Right? So you're eating with your hands and you get the yellow and the orange and things. Now, there is a really good technique to get rid of it.
Lemon.
Which is why in India, they do that thing, but
Bubani.
it's not classic here. But then I looked at my dad and I was like, he does this thing. He does this anyway. We just say he's got this gajani sabji here, or matar paneer, right? Or whatever. What Dad will do is he'll roll the roti, his Thai roti, 2.5. No, not dip. Bite the roti, chamcha, bite the sabji. And he eats it in tandem like that. And so when I first looked at it, I was like, does that affect the taste? Because obviously
There's a ratio.
No, another ratio. Well, it's a good system if you want to ration. I don't think we talked about that last time. I'll explain today about how I ration the food as well. So for example, I had this the other day, I had a saag and I had
Adda roti.
No, I had a matar paneer saag. I think I had 2 or 3 rotiyan. Maybe Dad's half. I had 2.5 or 3.5. But I had to ration. But I had like all these different things going on.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that by the end I had that ik burki left for the finish the saag and ik burki left to finish the matar paneer. I like, has to finish properly. With Dad's technique though, so you bite the roti, then you have the the spoon of sabji or whatever. You can ration it. You can take bigger bites, smaller bites, and you can obviously see like, oh, that's getting a bit low now. So now slow down the roti. You get it?
No,
So
I don't get it.
So you're eating, say this is roti, the whole roti. So you take a big bite, it comes down to here. Right, then you're eating the sabji. But now your sabji is really low. Or say your sabji is really high and you've only got a little bit of roti left. So you slow down the bites you take. So you finish at the same time. Because you can alter. But that's just a side.
That's advanced level, man.
Advanced level. But the value here was your hands don't get the weird stain.
Smart.
So I found this now the day before I had an event, so my wedding or Meher's wedding or close family weddings. I have to do this. Use a spoon technique. And actually now, if you,
why don't we just make gloves? Why don't we just make like?
you know, what I heard you just say there.
Disposable gloves.
Do you know what you say? Why don't we make love? I love now. Oh, I thought you went. Why don't you make love? And I was like, what? I was like, I can't do anything. Make love to your roti, make love to your sabji. Like, I love matar paneer.
Oh God, no.
Right. So now, if you ever see me at an event now, someone's event, swagged out, those jackets I don't offer to Shindy, those ones. I actually have stopped using my hands now. So I'll do the roll method with the naan, and I'll just. And if you got rice, it's even easier because you're never going to be using your hands.
That's
anyway.
it. Bang on.
But yeah, that phrase from dad.
Adda.
No, and the thing is, mom will be in like the small kitchen, and like me and Shindy are like the runners. So
Dad said this. You go run to mum.
oh
Mum,
no,
mum.
the other way. Mom's like, daddy roti on the little plate, and then you do service, and then you come back, right?
Yeah.
But then and then our dad, do you want any more roti? Half more or addi more, and I'm like, mom, dad said this. Mom's like, इन्ने सब ब्याह हो गए, पता नहीं लग गया, अद्धी रोटी कित्थों आंदी है? It's just so good.
So what does mum do? Does she just make a hole?
No, she'll have to make a hole, and then someone else eats half. But it's just like trying to explain that logic to dad that half roti does not exist. It's not a
Does your dad
thing.
know how to make a roti?
A good question. I don't know. You should ask him next time you see him.
I'm not going to ask him. That's rude as hell. Walk into his house, Sasi Uncle G, make a roti.
Not make a
gonna
roti.
say that.
Make a roti is different too. Do you know how to make a roti?
My dad does actually. Dad's a decent cook.
CSK.
He makes really good lamb, but he just never needs to cook it. But one time when mum was in Australia, I think, I could be getting my memory mixed up, I'm sure Bao will correct me. I think he made lamb and it was really good.
Sure.
And he's made lamb at home and it's been really good, but he likes it on the bone, which is long,
You
trying
like,
to take
you
off
like, you
the
like
bone.
boneless?
Obviously, it's easy to eat.
Boneless, man.
Yeah, but he does make a good lamb and a good dal. He just doesn't need to do it because he knows that mum's there. That's it.
All right. Continuing with the roti thing. Here's the second question for you. Now, you got the roti. ठीक है? You got your sabji or whatever you're eating that roti with. Now, are you a roti flat, break off pieces, eat? Or are you a fold in half and double break off?
I'm a fold in half.
This is the question, right?
I'm a fold in half, and this is why I plow through so many rotiya. Oh my god, I've just found the biggest flaw in my life today.
I did this the other day, and the reason I had to think about it was because when I start eating and I've got the sabji, I start with the double technique. But then, as I get closer to the end and realize, I've still got so much sabji to eat, because I don't like eating the sabji khali with the
This is
spoon.
why I eat so many fucking rotiya.
But then if you open the roti back up and then you have single bites, like single rather than double time, then actually you can ration that roti a little bit longer.
God, look at my face, man. I'm blown away.
This is revelation, yeah. I know.
Oh my god, why have I never thought of this?
Because you've just seen that happen. And I'll tell you where it comes from. Because if you go to Gurdwara,
They fold it in half and put it on your plate.
yes, and the prashada is different to roti. Roti you have at home, a fulka, we call it, is probably like, and this is just representations this big. Prashada is like this big. So actually, when you're doubling it there, that actually makes sense because you're doubling the service area and it's really big. When you're at home, that just goes like that. It's like eating a slice of little bread.
No, I think it. How small are your roti at home? Mine are like the same size as Gurdwara.
No, we don't eat that big. So we have, maybe that's
No wonder
intentional
your
for
dad
mom.
asked for a half then. If you give him 2 full ones, he wouldn't ask for the half. If you gave him 2 Gurdwara size ones, he wouldn't eat. I don't know, there's fucking dimensions to this now. This is mad.
Dwada mentions. Maybe mom does that intentionally. Maybe she's like, roti is not good, so you should just have less. Maybe it's that. I don't know. But yeah, prasad they definitely are big. And you're right. It's given to you folded. If you're sitting on the floor, when it's flopped into your
drop it
hands,
in.
right? It's folded, isn't it? It's not
They fold it.
it's not like a pancake. Yeah, exactly.
You can't pancake that in someone's hands.
No.
Get them to flip it up as if it's a pizza and catch it again. I ain't going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. What does everyone else do around you?
Same. I think all of us do the half, fold, bang, ready. That's normally the main way to do it, I think. But now that you've said this might mean that I stop eating 3 roti and I just have like 1.5 instead.
There you go.
1.5.
There you go.
Wow. Fucking hell, Garen, you blow my mind.
Game changer, isn't it?